everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. And today I'm going to be taking a look at another 2023 release, this time from one of the most unique and most ferocious guitar players on the scene today. And this very talented lady sees herself delving into uncharted territory and exploring all forms of hardcore improvisation. I'm talking about, of course, the one and only guitarist, composer, and bandleader Hedvig Mollestad, and this is her newest recording, Weejuns. So, this album by Hedvig Mollestad, Weejuns, is a little bit different compared to her previous recordings. This does see Hedvig Mollestad return to the trio format, but with a different twist this time. It doesn't feature her longtime collaborators from the Hedvig Mollestad trio, bassist Ellen Brekken and drummer Ivar Loe Bjørnstad. This project sees Hedvig Mollestad go into the organ trio side of things. So this is her first project not to feature a bass player. This features guitars, organs, electronics, and drums. So this is kind of more like a traditional organ trio format for Hedvig Mollestad. So this brand new band sees guitarist Hedvig Mollestad working and playing with two brand new musicians, keyboardist Ståle Storløkken from Elephant9 and Supersilent, and drummer Ole Mofjell. So this album is a live concert from 2022, playing in venues in Oslo and Stavanger, and some of these tracks are from their first concerts that they ever did together, and you wouldn't know that these guys hadn't been playing together very long. They sound very tight, and the musicianship, the playing from all three musicians is just off the charts. And listening to this album a number of times, it does remind me a lot of Pat Metheny's current project, Side-Eye, which is more of a organ trio, but more heavy on the keyboards and electronic side of things. This album by Hedvig Mollestad is very hard hitting, definitely not easy listening, but at the same time, there's a sense of free improvisation. It's a lot more darker and it really packs a hell of a punch. And I've listened to this a number of times. It does lean towards avant garde, but it's not like avant garde where it's just a bunch of noise. Everything is done for a reason. It's all means something. Every note, every chord that's delivered on this album, it's all there for a reason, and it's very heavily soundscape driven. There's lots of different sounds, and it's very percussive on the drumming side. The organ playing is kind of reminds me of like Atomic Rooster, and the guitar playing, is very reminiscent of Robert Fripp from King Crimson, and you can hear all of the influences from Miles Davis, Bitches Brew, Henry Crow, Supersilent, Atomic Rooster, King Crimson. All of the influences are there. I can even hear little influences of Brand X as well at times, but this is a very enjoyable album, and as I said, it packs a hell of a punch. So if you're thinking of listening to this album and expecting a nice, easy listening organ trio kind of album, then this album may not be for you, but I definitely would give this album a shot. It's really good, and as I said, it does pack a hell of a punch, and a lot of it, as I said at the beginning, does sound like Pat Metheny's Side-Eye, which is not a bad thing because, Pat Metheny is probably the greatest of all time. So it's kind of hard not to make comparisons to Pat Metheny's current project, Side-Eye. So let's have a look. So there's not really a lot to see. That's pretty much all you get, really. And some credits on who plays what instruments. So all of the music is written and composed by Hedvig Mollestad, Ole Mofjell, and Ståle Storløkken. So it's a real band effort. All of the musicians bring their contributions to the table. And we've only got on this album 6 tracks. So we've only got like 6 tracks, but they're very long. And as I said, very enjoyable as well. So we've got Go At Your Peril, Come Monday, Hug That Tree, I'll Give You 21, Stay At Your Peril, and Pity the City. Excellent album. I actually ended up enjoying this album a lot more than I thought I would. I mean, Hedvig Mollestad is a very unique guitarist in the realm of Terje Ripdale, that sort of style of playing. But you can also hear influences of other musicians as well. And I'm very surprised that this album wasn't a double recording because, there's certainly a lot of material to get your teeth into, and I would have liked to have heard a lot more of this, but it's really, really good and highly recommended for anyone who's got a good set of ears. This is one of those albums you've got to really listen to it in its entirety to fully appreciate what's going on here. But I liked what I heard. And in my opinion, I thought this was an outstanding recording, and I definitely would love to see this band live if and when they do hit the UK. So, standout tracks for me are Hug That Tree, Go Out to Your Peril, I'll Give You 21, and Pity the City. But this entire album, from start to finish, is absolutely brilliant and really pushes the organ trio format to its limits. There's lots of great guitar playing, lots of improvisation, as I said already, lots of different sounds from everyone. And as I said, this album really packs a hell of a punch. Don't expect anything laid back here. There's nothing laid back about this album. It's certainly not easy listening, and it's definitely not for the faint-hearted. And as I said, Hedvig Mollestad, one of the most unique voices for the guitar, and she is just an absolute monster on this album, and she lays down some of her most savage guitar playing to date. And as I said, it is a trio album, but a little bit different to her regular trio that we've seen before. So it's 2 trios, but they're both different. I wouldn't like to say one's better than the other. I would just say they're both different. The other trio that she normally has, it's a lot more rockier. With this one, it's a bit more jazzier, but as I said, it's leans heavily more towards improvisation and avant-garde, but still worth checking out, I think, and highly recommended for everyone. So there you have it. Hedvig Mollestad Weejuns, fantastic album and definitely one for the books and one of the best albums of 2023 and definitely worth checking out. So there you have it. So that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. What's your favourite track from Hedvig Mollestad Weejuns? Is it Go At Your Peril, Come Monday, Hug That Tree, I'll Give You 21, Stay At Your Peril, or Pity the City? Or did you enjoy the entire album? There's no right or wrong answer. We all have our favourite tracks. You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below. And I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Jazz Albums Review Series. So until next time, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.